Welcome to How to Start a Podcast video series, Unintentional ASMR, my amazing show, episode 5. It's a big number. I've had a really awful weekend, and I'm still going to get this out in time to drop it on Wednesday. I had some comedy shows this weekend. 2 of them went great, 1 of them not so great. Now, what was the difference? What makes a comedy show go well and what makes a comedy show not go well? And I'll tell you, number one is probably the comedian. That's a big factor. So I'm gonna say probably I was the problem. I'm gonna accept that. Number 2, sometimes it's the audience size. So the audience was very small, and I mean really small. And sometimes when it's a small audience, people don't really want to laugh out loud. They'll just kind of listen. But after having like a great show where everyone's laughing and all of a sudden people are just listening, it's easy to get thrown and say things like, "Why aren't you guys laughing?" Which is a terrible thing to say. And I may have said that. I actually recorded it, which was silly because there was nobody there. And then I erased it so that I didn't have to watch it. It would have been like reliving a painful memory. Like if someone were to stab you and then they took it out and then they stabbed you again. I didn't need to be stabbed again. Do you know what I'm saying? I was kind of down about it after the show. And then I went to bed. And then this morning I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna think about it anymore. That's it. It's just a bad show. They happen. We like to pretend that they don't happen, but sometimes they do. And then you just realize, you know what? That didn't go well. Move on. What did you learn? So what I learned was don't do that. Whatever I did last night, don't do that. You're always trying when you're on stage to get the audience involved because it's a live show. So if you're doing something for people live and they're not responding, you kind of want to address that and be like, hey guys, what's your problem? All right. That's what I like to say. What's your problem? In this type of medium, I'm talking to you and I'm assuming you're still there. But then when I go back and I look at the analytics, I know some of you aren't. I could tell that you're leaving, and that's okay. You don't have to say goodbye. But see, without that feedback, I just keep going on. And there's something to be said for that, because at the end of this, I will still have something to put out. Will it be great? No, but I kept my deadline. And last night doing the show, I kept my commitment and my deadline. I did the time that I was supposed to do. I was on time. And still yet, lots of problems. One of the problems is I have ADD. So if something happens in the room, it can really throw me. I should be able to just ignore it and keep talking like this, like I'm doing a video and you guys aren't even here, but I'm still talking. Like that would have been more fun and effective than what I did, which was address the problem in the room, which many people will tell you, address the problem in the room. But then they tell you to move on. And I was really fixated on that problem, which was just that there was a pile of popcorn on the floor, but it was such a big pile. There was actually more popcorn on the floor than there were people in the room. And so I was like, maybe I should tell jokes to the popcorn. But then I kept saying it. But sometimes you get thrown. And that happens. And that happens to all of us in life. And when it happens, you just take your lumps. You take your lumps and you add milk and then you eat lumpy cereal. Sour milk and your lumps makes for a bad bowl of cereal. And that's what I had for dinner last night. Well, actually, I had a hamburger. It was pretty good. But in my heart, I was eating lumpy cereal. And does it taste good? No. Lumpy cereal tastes awful. It's full of tears and regret. But you know what? You get it down. And then hopefully next time you have some delicious Lucky Charms with marshmallows and pretty colors and cold milk. Live and learn. Only way to do it. Sometimes they say that the universe will keep repeating the lessons you need to learn until you learn them. And I love that idea because it means that 1, maybe you're not paying enough attention, but 2, you always get another shot. until you die. And then who knows, maybe you come back and you go through the same process all over again. Some people believe that. I feel like one of the lessons I always have to keep learning, maybe if I say it, I'll learn it better, but one of the lessons I have to keep learning is to not make the same mistake. What? See what I just said? If you're making the same mistake, it means you're not paying attention to the feedback. And the feedback just might be your lumpy cereal. Like if you're eating a lot of lumpy cereal and sour milk, then you know you're making a mistake, but somehow you're not able to correct it because either you're headstrong or you forget, that's a possibility, or you don't practice enough, or maybe you don't agree, or maybe there's something else that's the problem. I think I know what the problem is. I mean, I already know it's me, but I think it's even deeper than that. This is really just me figuring some stuff out right now. I don't know why I missed it last night. I missed it. But a lot of things happened yesterday too. My mom fell, which was not a good thing because she's elderly and has Alzheimer's. And I got news of that like on the way to the show. Now, did that throw me off? Did it affect me? Yeah, it affected me. I think I didn't even address it. Maybe that would have been a better choice to kind of talk about it. It's hard to say. I even had like some new material that I wanted to work on. I was pretty sure was going to work. And I had like a big disconnect, almost as if at some point my brain stopped working. Have you ever kind of thought that your brain is like, we're just going to take a break and we'll let you know when we're back? It's like your brain goes to lunch and then you're like, isn't the brain supposed to be back yet? At some point, I saw the popcorn, triggered my ADD, and then my brain went to lunch. So then I was just standing there staring at the popcorn and my brain was, I don't know, in line for a taco somewhere. You would think that it would have come back knowing that I needed it, but it didn't. It didn't come back. It didn't come back until I was off stage and like later that evening. The thing is, if you don't stay on a consistent schedule when you're creating content, then nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. I know that for a fact because this is the first time I've been more consistent about things and all sorts of things are happening. My phone never stops ringing. I'm just checking to see if I got any calls. You don't hear it now because it's on silent. But if this wasn't on silent, you'd be like, how can we even enjoy your beautiful voice when that phone keeps ringing off the hook, getting like brand offers and product, and magazines want to sell me their subscriptions. I'm just saying I'm getting a lot of calls. But why? Because I'm doing consistent content creation. Now, is it all great? No, I admit that, but it's there. And in a world where there's so much of everything, what you need to do is like put more stuff in the pile. That's what you do. One big pile of stuff. Some could say shit. You could say shit. And as a creator, it's your job to keep adding to it. There's so much stuff for people to sift through right now. If you're not in that big pile, they're never going to find you. That's number one. And number two, you'll never get in that pile if you don't consistently add stuff. So that's the lesson for today. Constant stuff, just in the pile. When Van Gogh painted, do you think that he thought all of his stuff was great? Maybe he did. He was kind of crazy. But did it sell? No, not till he died. Maybe that's going to be my legacy. Maybe, sure, I'll have a lot of magazines come to the house for now. But then maybe one day I die. I hope that's not for a long time. And then people are like, oh my God, how did we miss this artist? Sometimes I'm a voice artist. Sometimes I'm a comedian artist. Sometimes I'm an actor artist. But I'm not an artist because people think I'm great. I'm an artist because I create stuff. Anything you want to be, you become just by doing it. Whatever you say you want to be, just start doing it. And then you are that. You're not ever going to be the thing if you just think about doing it. If you do it, guess what? You're it. You might not be everybody's favorite. You might not be great. You might not even be good. But if you can learn to get comfortable with that, and I'm very comfortable with that. I'm very comfortable with that because I recognize it's part of the process. I'm just checking my phone again to see if I got any more calls. What I like to do is check it, I don't know, like every 3 or 4 minutes, just to make sure that, I'm not missing anything important. You guys, if you don't know, I'm on Instagram and I'm also on TikTok. And go ahead and give me a follow. You see, what I'm doing is I'm promoting myself because I'm a brand. I'm a big brand. I'm not only an entrepreneur, which is a lifestyle. I learned that this weekend. I had a great show Saturday night, and I met this really nice kid who just graduated from college. No disrespect, young adult, but kind of a kid. So sweet and funny and bright, and he got a major in entrepreneur, being one, and he told me that what he learned from going to college in that field of study is that it's a state of mind. So if that's what you're interested in, being an entrepreneur, I think I just saved you a lot of money, okay? It's a state of mind. And part of what you do as a creator, entrepreneur, whatever it is you want to entrepreneur about, that's a state of mind. And then when you're in the state of mind, it doesn't matter if people think it's good. Last night when I was on stage, I was in the state of mind of being a comedian. Now, people may not have laughed. That happened. And they may not have enjoyed the show. Maybe that happened. Maybe they were laughing quietly on the inside. I probably should have thought that they were, and that I might have addressed everything a little better than I did. But regardless, I handled it, well, I already told you, poorly. But at the time, I felt like I was handling it like a comedian. I was in the state of mind of a comedian. Now, when I got off the stage, it was pretty obvious that the other comedians thought I was a bad comedian. But see, I was in the state. So you guys, state of mind, check your phone a lot, create stuff, create a lot of stuff, and put it in the big pile of stuff, and let people sift through it and let them judge it. But then don't mind how they judge it. That part's difficult. I got to tell you, I did drink some wine last night. I mean, I do that a lot, so it's not like it was that different, but my soul hurt. My stomach too, from the lumpy soup that I had to eat. So there's your podcast lesson for this episode. Check your phone a lot, create a pile of stuff, be in the state of mind, and then don't worry about the rest. And things will happen. I think someone's calling me right now. No. Anyway, there you go. And don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me some comments. We're doing this. We're doing it. Thanks for watching.